Hey, this is Jonesy from Jonester TV coming at you with a review for NBC's new show about time travel entitled Timeless. Basically, this show follows three lead characters throughout time to try to stop a terrorist from changing the timeline forever. And as you may know, I am big into time travel shows and sci-fi, so I was really interested in the concept and it looked very good and very original and very fun. And really, but it didn't defy my expectations. And what I mean by that is, um, a couple, whenever 12 Monkeys came out, that show just changed my whole perception of sci-fi. But Timeless doesn't do that. Timeless does what it does good. It's a nice popcorn, kind of procedural show where they go to different places in American history and try to stop the terrorist. And um, there were good elements to it, but it wasn't a breakthrough. Like there wasn't anything that was groundbreaking in the premiere, at least. But this show has a lot of potential, and there's some things that happened this episode that I really liked. Actually, they tried to change time as far as saving a character, which is something that shows normally do, but somehow you had this emotional connection to the character. I forgot exactly what her name was, but she's played by the same actress who plays Patty Spivot in um, the Flash on the CW, and so it's cool to see her in action again. But really, I think this was great. The time period they went back to in the first episode was the 1920s, I believe, with the Hindenburg, and basically the terrorist, tried to prolong the Hindenburg's life so he could blow it up with more people on it, and they ended up indirectly causing the explosion of the Hindenburg themselves, but they didn't kill anybody. So um, the timeline actually did change, and that's what I was going to say. I really enjoyed because usually in time travel shows you either win or you lose, but in this they sort of won, but at the same time they didn't. And I thought that was an interesting concept that uh, they didn't go back to try to stop it a second time. And they mentioned paradoxes, of course. That's the reason you can't go back on yourself and try to fix the decisions you made previously when you had time traveled. Um, but it was interesting to see how they actually, the Hindenburg still exploded, and but it was at a different time, and they actually didn't change it to make it at the time it happens, and in reality, or what was previously the reality. And of course, we saw the different changes to their timelines, different little changes, and they were pretty there, especially when it comes to um, Lucy's family. But I think all three actors did a good job. Chad Rook did a good job portraying Carl. He sort of um, was great. He was a great villain. Actually, I really did like him as a villain. I think they could build him into a really good villain. Abigail Spencer had a standout performance. So Lucy, I really think she was great. Uh, I believe Matt Lanner plays Wyatt, and he sort of just feels like this, like the baseline military guy. So I didn't like his character too much. He just seemed too generic for me. But he had some good humor, and Gordon, sort of the techie, he's pretty cool too. But I really did like the premiere, but like I said, this is like a popcorn fare. It's not like, if you want to get into really deep sci-fi, this is not for you. But if you just want a fun show to watch every week, then it's for you. And I'd have to say this is one of the best TV premieres in the last few months. So I'd have to give Timeless, the series premiere, a let's give it an 8.2 out of 10. It was really fun, really enjoyable, but it wasn't anything deep yet. But this show has potential, and I think it can really have potential to become great sci-fi television. But I don't think it's ever going to reach that deep level that like time travel shows such as 12 Monkeys have. But it was great first episode. I'd give it an 8.2 out of 10, and I would suggest going and checking it out yourself and seeing what you think. Remember to like and subscribe, comment in the descriptions if you have different thoughts on Timeless. This has been Jonesy from Jonester TV, signing off.